Hello everyone, welcome, Dom here, and this is going to be a very different video to what I've already done in this channel ever. So in this video, I'm going to be recreating from scratch the Netflix Narcos theme DAW inside Cubase. I'm going to record every single instrument, percussion, bass, guitar, we're going to record some vocals, and then if you enjoy this and you like it, I might also do a second part where I'm going to be mixing this in analog inside Cubase. I'm really excited about this, so let's get cracking. I'll tell you what, it's going to be loads of fun for me sharing this with you today because this is something that I've been doing in my professional career for over 2 decades now. So sometimes you have production companies that come to you and they request sound likes. So basically tracks that sound almost exactly the same like the original famous tracks, but with the melodies or the chords altered, all these things. In this case, I'm going to, of course, stay truthful to the original chords and the key. But let me show you now how I approach something like this. First, what I do is I import the original track. So I've imported the original DAW in Cubase, and then I extract the tempo map. And I like to do this manually. Cubase can do this. It's very good with the tempo detection, but for the ultimate results, I like to do this manually. So that's what I've done here. I'm not gonna bore you with that. If you're interested, let me know in the comments down below. If I get enough requests, I'm going to make a tutorial about how to do this because I think this is the best way to do something like this. So I've extracted the tempo, and then what I do is I analyze the orchestration, the instrumentation, how the instruments are played, and I create a template in Cubase. This is a template that I use only for this specific track. So what I have here is first some guide roads that I'm going to use for laying down the chords. This is going to be my guide track that I'm going to discard at the end. Then I have bongos, the intro bongos. I have some drums. I have more bongos, congas, hand percussion, cabasas that I'm going to play. It's an audio track. Guiro, which again I'm going to play. Woodblocks, triangle, more wood blocks, and maracas. Then we have the bass that I'm going to play a real bass, 2 classical guitars. So these are going to be nylon guitars that I'm going to play and I'm going to record. A solo guitar, which is going to play the melody of the guitar. Tremolo guitar, this is going to fill in the harmonies and also gives us a nice background. And then we have the 2 violins because there are 2 violins that play in octaves in the chorus. And then, of course, we have the vocal. I'm going to have Eero sing this, female vocalist. If you follow me on Spotify and Apple Music, you know that I've released quite a few singles with Eero. So let's get started with the very, very first instrument. And I really wanted to find something that would be the intro bongo. This is the first thing that you hear when you listen to this track. And I did quite a bit of search and I found that the best samples for this one were the Groove Agent 5 initial percussion standard kit. So it sounds like this. And okay, and I've added a little bit of reverb there. I've added a VSS3 reverb, but I'm not going to go too deep into mixing in this part. I'm going to make a dedicated mixing video for this. Let me know in the comments down below if you want me to do this. The more you request this, the more likely it is to do it, and I'm going to do it with analog and everything. So, just let me know in the comments down below. The next thing that I have is the drums. And for the drums, I'm going to be using the Abbey Road Vintage Drummer from Native Instruments. Now, this is going to be very low in the mix, but I need it there, for this kick drum and these brushes. I'm going to record this first because I want to get rid of the metronome, the click track, as soon as possible. I don't like playing on the click track, so I'm going to lay this down and then we're going to build on top of them. And something really, really important, I'm not going to quantize these drums. I want these to feel alive. I want these to have some imperfections. I don't want this to be quantized to death. I'm not going to touch them, okay? So this is because the original was played by real musicians, and I have a feeling that they played maybe at the same time live. So I want to retain this kind of feel. So I'm not going to touch the drums. I'm not going to quantize anything, okay? Now that I have the drums in, I'm going to record some Rhodes. And for these ones, I'm using the Vibrant piano. This I'm going to use as a guide so I can play the bass, the guitars on top. So I'm not gonna keep this. So I'm not gonna be too precious about this, but I want to have the harmonic structure. So now I'm going to record some real percussion. I'm going to the Portico 2 channel strip. I'm going to record a cabasa. I'm going to record some clave. Now these I'm going to sample as well, pitch them up and down and put them into Groove Agent so that I can have a little bit more variation. And I'm also going to record the guiro, which comes in the verse. I'm using the U87 from Neumann, going into the Portico 2 channel strip. I have the silk engaged, just a little bit of the red silk. Now, I'm not a professional percussionist by any stretch of the imagination, but this is actually what happens in real life. And sometimes there are deadlines, you need to deliver something very quickly, so you don't have time to hire a professional musician. You just have to do it yourself. Next, I'm going to play some more percussion. I'm going to play some bongos. These are from Native Instruments Cuba. Very, very nice as well. Very different to the Groove Agent ones. Then I have some congas from Cuba as well. Some hand percussion. Then I'm going to play some woodblocks. This is a very important sound because this gives us that. I'm not gonna play the original because the video might get flagged. If you listen to the original, that's what you get. I have a triangle there. This comes from Evolution Series World Percussion 2.0. Very, very nice library. I'm going to link everything down below, but this is for the intro where we have the, you know, there's a little bit of a triangle there. If you pay attention, it's there. And then I have some maracas from Cuba. Again, these are there to support the cabasa that I'm going to play. Now, it's time for the bass, and in order to play the bass, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start filtering my Rhodes quite a bit so that they don't interfere with what I'm about to play for the bass. For this song, I'm going to use a Fender Jazz Bass. I'm going to run it through my Neve 1073 in this case because I want to have a little bit more color, and I'm going to also run it through the Telectronics LA2A. I love the Telectronics LA2A for bass, especially for this kind of sound. I know it's going to be amazing, so I'm going in with the LA2A. So I'm going very, very gently with a peak reduction. 3 to 4 dBs of gain reduction. I don't need too much. The thing that I want more than anything else is the color of the LA2A because I love it for bass, especially for a track like this. I think it's going to work amazingly. Now for the nylon guitars, I switched to a different microphone. I'm using the Warm Audio WA67. This emulates a Neumann U67, and the reason why I'm using this microphone is because I want the nylon guitars to sound a little bit darker. I want them to have a lot of mid-range. I don't want necessarily to have too much top end. And the U87 is a relatively bright microphone, so I switched to this one because I think these are going to be living in my mid-range for this track. So I'm going to try and make mixing easier later on by using the right microphone for this one. And I'm also using a capo here because this is in C sharp minor, but I need to have this kind of voicings. And I think I've seen the composer of this song using a capo when he plays it live. Now I'm going to record two parts so we can pan them left and right, but I'm not going to be too precious to play it identically. I actually want them to have a loose kind of feel because I want them to feel real. I don't want them to feel like double tracked, if that makes sense. So I think it starts something like, and then it goes into something like this. So let's record. Now, for the electric guitar, I'm going to use my Yamaha Revstar. I think this is the guitar that gives me the best sound for this kind of track. And what I'm going to use is a custom profile that I created on my Kemper. And for monitoring only, I'm going to go through the Tape Echo EFX2. I'm going to turn on the motors now, and I'm going to have some spring reverb and tape echo. And then, of course, when we come to the mixing, I'm going to dial this in properly. So let's do it. Before we record the vocals, I'm going to do the violins. There's a very nice violin line, 2 violins playing in octaves. For this one, I'm using the Audio Modeling Swan Violin 3. And the reason why I'm not using a sample library, this is all physical modeling, is because I want this to be super expressive, and I want to have both violins have different slurs, different portamentos, all these things, because I want them to sound a little bit imperfect. I want them to sound even a little bit sloppy, if that makes sense. I don't want this to be clinical. First, I have my dynamics here. And then my vibrato there. But the most important thing is that I can do or because the part is And the beautiful thing that I can do is that I can have completely different slurs in each take. They're in octaves. Let's do this. Time to record the vocals, and for this one we're going to record some female vocals, and that's why I have next to me Hiro. Hello Hiro.
Hello Dom. Hello everyone.
If you've been following me on Spotify or Apple Music, you will probably know that we released quite a few singles together. She's a super versatile singer. She can sing from pop to synthwave to opera, whatever you want. She's actually a session singer. So let's see how we can approach this. I think this is a key that's probably suited to a male vocal, right?
Yeah, I think so. Soy el fuego que arde tu piel, soy el agua que mata tu sed.
What do you think?
I think we can sing it an octave higher from the original one, like what I did right now, or we can try another key maybe.
You know what? I really like your low registers. I like the warmth that you have in your low register, so I think maybe we can we can find another key. You know what? Let me pick up the guitar here. So the original is C sharp minor. Why don't we try A minor?
Okay. Soy el fuego que arde tu piel, soy el agua que mata tu sed. El castillo, la torre, yo soy. I think that works.
I think this is the key.
Yeah, I think this is the key.
So now, what I have to do, and what you have to do as a producer if you have a situation like this, is you re-record everything, okay? The thing that I could do, and if I was to go for the lazy way, I would just pitch everything down 1/3. It wouldn't sound so bad because Cubase has really good algorithms, but come on, don't be lazy, re-record everything. Actually, in this case, it's a very easy key on the guitar. So I'm going to re-record everything, and then we're going to record Hiro. How about you give me a take, and I'm going to try and dial in the settings in the LA2A and the CL1B.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Okay. Soy el fuego que arde tu piel, soy el agua que mata tu sed, el castillo, la torre, yo soy la espada que guarda el caudal, tú el aire que respiro yo y la luz de la luna en el mar, la garganta que ansio mojar, que temo ahogar de amor.
Wow, I think this sounds amazing.
I love it.
How does it sound?
It's really, really good.
Do you have a good sound on your headphones?
I have a really good sound on my headphones. I would like just a tiny bit of reverb.
Reverb?
Just
Yeah.
a little bit though,
Just
not
a
too
little
much.
bit. Yeah, I know you don't like too much. That's fine.
Not too much.
So I didn't add any EQ to your voice. We're going flat. Just a filter on the Neve at 50 Hertz. And of course, we're going through the LA2A and the CL1B. Let's do this.
Soy el fuego que arde tu piel, soy el agua que mata tu sed, el castillo, la torre, yo soy la espada que guarda el caudal, tú el aire que respiro yo y la luz de la luna en el mar, la garganta que ansio mojar, que temo ahogar de amor. ¿Y cuáles deseos me vas a dar? Oh, dices tú, mi tesoro, basta con mirar
Okay, that was really amazing, so expressive, and quite honestly, I don't think I'm going to need to correct any single note of what you sang today. Thank you for this. No, thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, it's such a beautiful track, isn't it?
It's so beautiful. I love this track, to be honest with you, and I wanted to do it for like quite a long time now, because to be honest, I love the way that Rodrigo Amarante sings that, and it's so beautiful and expressive and passionate. So yeah.
So if you enjoyed this kind of video, let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like if you want to see more of Eero, and let me know, this is very important, if you want me to do a part 2 of mixing this analog.
Oh, I want to see that.
Okay, perfect. So in the next video, you're gonna tell us which one is your favorite piece of equipment.
And there's a lot of equipment to choose from.
There is. So leave comments. The more comments I get, it's very likely that I'm going to do this, because these videos take a long time to do. So let me know if it's worth it, right? Thank you so much for watching, my friends. Let's listen to the unmixed version, and
we'll see you next time.
Exactly.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Soy el fuego que arde tu piel, soy el